Hey everyone, so I wanted to talk about today self-improvement. There's a lot of videos out there talking about how to have a better life. I particularly watch things like Jordan Peterson. Well, Jordan Peterson, I even watched Kevin Samuels and things like that, and everybody is hungry for getting their life together. You know, how do I stop being lazy? How do I progress my life? How do I find a good relationship? A good partner? How do I stop, a lot of people are in the dating scene. Now, I'm not, I'm married myself. I didn't marry myself, I am married myself. Anyways, but the idea is, how do you make your life better? And there are two things that I think are very important. The first thing, if anybody has been paying any attention to my videos in the past, the first thing is have a relationship with God. Now, some people are atheists, that's fine, whatever you want to believe, but especially if you're a believer in God, your moral compass, your moral integrity, you have to have a moral standard in your life that you will not break for anything. This is why it's so important to put God above everybody. Because if you put God above everybody, then everybody downwards will feel that, right? If you put, let's say you put your boyfriend or girlfriend above God, well, that means God is less important than that boyfriend or girlfriend. And that means you are putting the flesh above morality. And when you put the flesh above morality, who's to say that somebody else isn't going to come along and you're going to cheat on that partner? And so another piece of flesh is above your morality. This is why I put God above everybody. And it actually makes for a stronger marriage in my life. A lot of people don't understand that concept. They're like, how can you do that? How can you put this, to atheists, they say, how can you put a man sitting on a cloud in the sky above your partner? It's your partner. You should love them more than anything. If you love God more than anything, then you will cherish those moral values. And that will go into that relationship. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is physical and mental fitness. Now, I had depression, and I was seeing a therapist. I had PTSD myself. A lot of you know I was in the military. And when I was an atheist, I was in therapy for a long time. I probably had 6 years of every week going to a therapist. Now, I'm not saying that if you find God, if you find faith, that your problems will magically go away. It's a process. But everything started getting better once I actually started putting my faith in Jesus. But this isn't all about Jesus and God. Mental fitness and physical fitness are very important. I myself am focusing on my health because it's very important. Your mental health usually gets better once you start making your life about something. Once you have something in your life to dedicate yourself to. A lot of people who are adrift, they don't know what to do and all that stuff. I have dedicated myself to faith and to helping others. If you are adrift in this world and you don't know what to do, depression is going to set in, because we are made to have not only just values, but something to go for. Our life is supposed to have purpose, and if we don't have purpose, then what do we have? That's why some people say, if you're depressed, go help somebody else, because that's actually really good advice. We all need to have purpose, and whether that is you have a hobby or you help other people, and I'm not just talking about a job. Most of us have jobs. A job is not a purpose. A job is something you have to do to live. What I'm speaking of is What drives you? What makes you want to go to the next day? See, my whole life right now is I'm preparing myself, getting closer to God. And I do this by reading scripture, translating it from Greek to Hebrew. I speak to other believers. I speak to atheists. I speak to people of other religions. And I work out my faith. And that is what drives me. I want to be someone who helps people who have crisis of faith, not sure what to think of all of this and all of that. But many of the things that people are worried about, they're so worried about their life. And they're so worried about, I'm depressed, I don't know what to do. Like I said, number one, you have to have something to strive for. And if you don't, then your life is going to be empty. All these people who spend all of their time on video games and all of that, I'm not saying you can't do that. But your life becomes solely about that video game. Well, what happens if your Xbox breaks? Your computer is gone? What happens if all of a sudden that game goes away? What is your life going to be? You should not base your life and your purpose and your drive off of something that another person can take away. If another person can take away something that you love and your motivation for living, then that's not something truly that will give you purpose. My life now is, like I said, I have no depression. I love my life. I'm very happy. My life now is, now that I'm happy, what I get pleasure out of is talking to other people, helping other people. But sometimes it needs to be reversed. Sometimes you can't feel good about yourself until you contribute to others. It doesn't have to be both ways. I've seen people who have no prospects in life and they're so depressed and all that stuff, and then they start helping people at a soup kitchen or something like that, and all of a sudden their problems don't seem so bad. It's just some things to think about when it comes to all of this. But like I said, the two things that we should be focusing on is have a moral compass. If you're not into God, like God is into free will. He doesn't force anybody's hand to believe in him. But have a moral compass. Have a set of values that you put above everybody, so that everybody below it can reap the fruit of those values. And then focus on your physical and mental health. Everything else goes to the wayside. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later.